If this is what 70 looks like, then somebody please tell me how to slow down time, because I'm convinced the woman I'm about to tell you about has figured something out the rest of us are still searching for. I'm Dr. Audrey Kingsley, and after more than 30 years practicing dermatology and working with women at every stage of life, from my early days in a small clinic outside Boston to running my own practice here in the States, I've seen just about every anti-aging trend come and go. Most of them, I'll be honest with you, are not worth the price of the jar they come in. But every once in a while, I come across a woman whose habits genuinely impress me. And today, I want to tell you about one of them. Her name is Beverly Johnson. If that name doesn't ring a bell, let me jog your memory. Back in 1974, at just 21 years old, Beverly became the first black model to ever grace the cover of American Vogue. That cover changed the fashion industry forever. And here's the kicker. Nearly 50 years later, in 2023 and beyond, Beverly is still turning heads, still walking with that same confidence, and still looking, well, frankly, stunning. Now, before I dive into what she does and what I think actually works, I want to be straight with you because you all deserve honesty. And after 30 years in this field, I've learned that honesty is the only thing that builds real trust. Beverly is a celebrity. She has access to dermatologists, estheticians, top-tier products, and yes, in all likelihood, she's had some cosmetic help along the way. I'm not here to confirm or deny any specific procedure, because that's her private business. But I am here to tell you what I tell every patient who sits in my chair. Looking good at any age is never just one thing. It's never just genetics. It's never just surgery. And it's never just expensive creams. It's a combination. And the daily habits matter more than people give them credit for. So even if you can't afford a single procedure, even if your budget for skincare is $20 at the drugstore, the things I'm about to share with you today are habits you can actually use. They're habits I've recommended to women on every kind of budget, and I've watched them work. So stick with me. Let's get into it. The first habit Beverly swears by, and this one I love because it's accessible to almost everyone, is avocado oil. Now, she got introduced to this years ago through a skincare specialist named James Farabee, and the story goes that he literally mashed up an avocado, slathered it on her face, and even wrapped her hair in foil with avocado underneath a hairdryer. Sounds messy, right? But 50 years later, she still uses avocado oil in her routine. And as a dermatologist, I have to say, she's onto something real here. Avocado oil is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins A, D, and E, potassium, lecithin, and a whole bunch of other nutrients that your skin genuinely loves. There was a study back in 2013 that confirmed what a lot of us in the field had suspected for years. The essential fatty acids and oleic acid in avocado oil can actually help promote collagen synthesis. That's the process where your body builds new connective tissue, the very stuff that keeps skin looking firm, plump, and youthful. As we get older, especially after menopause, our collagen production drops off a cliff, and anything we can do to support it is worth paying attention to. But here's another thing about avocado oil that not enough people talk about. It helps reduce inflammation, which is one of the biggest hidden drivers of aging skin. Chronic low-grade inflammation breaks down collagen, dulls your complexion, and makes fine lines look deeper. Avocado oil, eaten as part of a healthy diet or applied topically, can help fight that. Now, I know one of you is going to ask me, because I get this question all the time in my practice, can I use the same avocado oil from the grocery store on my face? The answer is yes, with a couple of caveats. Look for cold-pressed, organic, unrefined avocado oil. Read the label. You don't want anything with added fragrances or preservatives. In the is thus. The same bottle you'd cook with, as long as it's high quality, can absolutely double as a skincare product. You can massage a few drops into your face at night, mix it with your favorite moisturizer, or even use it as a hair mask for dry, flaky scalps. I've had patients in their 70s tell me their dandruff cleared up after they started doing this once a week. It's not magic, it's just good science applied consistently. The second habit, and this is where I think Beverly really shines, is her commitment to a thoughtful skincare routine. She approaches skincare like a researcher. She reads ingredients. She tries products from drugstores like CVS and Walgreens right alongside the high-end stuff. And here's something I want you to hear loud and clear. Expensive does not always mean better. Some of the most effective ingredients in skincare, like glycerin, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and good old-fashioned petroleum jelly, are dirt cheap. I've seen women drop $200 on a single jar of cream that contains the exact same active ingredients as a $15 bottle from the drugstore. So please, before you spend big, read the label. Beverly's golden rule, and I echo this with every patient, is that gentle cleansing matters just as much as moisturizing. So many women I see have been scrubbing their faces raw for decades, using harsh exfoliants, hot water, and aggressive products that strip the skin of its natural protective barrier. When you damage that barrier, your skin loses moisture, gets red and irritated, and ages faster, not slower. The goal is to clean, not to scour. A creamy, gentle cleanser that doesn't leave your skin feeling tight is what you want. If your face feels squeaky clean after washing, that's actually a bad sign. And then comes hydration. Beverly lives out in Palm Springs, which is essentially a beautiful desert, and she'll tell you that hydration is everything. Even if you don't live in a dry climate, your skin needs moisture, and it needs it more as you age. Our skin produces less of its own oils after menopause, and dryness amplifies every single fine line you have. So look for moisturizers with hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and humectants like glycerin. Apply them to slightly damp skin to lock in extra moisture. And don't forget your neck, your chest, and the backs of your hands. These are the areas that give away age the fastest. Speaking of hands, Beverly's famous for taking care of hers, and I want to spend a minute on this because I see so many women neglect them. Your hands are exposed to sun, water, soap, and chemicals constantly. They show age before almost any other part of your body, so treat them like you treat your face. Use a good hand cream multiple times a day, especially after washing, and put sunscreen on them every single morning. I cannot tell you how many women in their 60s come to me asking about their face, and meanwhile their hands are telling a completely different story. The third habit Beverly loves, and this one's fun, is facial massage with a jade roller. Now, I'll be honest, I was skeptical about jade rollers for a long time. They got so trendy a few years back that I assumed it was all marketing fluff. But there is something to it. The cool stone, especially when you keep it in the fridge, helps reduce puffiness in the morning. The rolling motion stimulates blood circulation, which brings oxygen and nutrients to the skin. And it can help with lymphatic drainage, which is a fancy way of saying it helps move fluid out of the tissues so your face doesn't look swollen and tired. But here's the part Beverly emphasizes that I think gets overlooked. The ritual itself is calming. Taking 5 minutes in the morning or evening to slowly roll the jade across your face, take a few deep breaths, and just be present with yourself. That has real value. Stress is one of the most underestimated drivers of aging. Cortisol, the stress hormone, breaks down collagen, disrupts sleep, and shows up on your face as dullness, breakouts, and fine lines. So if a jade roller helps you slow down and breathe for a few minutes, it's doing more for your skin than you realize. You don't need a fancy roller. A basic one from Amazon for $15 will do the trick. Just make sure it's actual stone and not plastic. And clean it regularly, please. I cannot stress that enough. The fourth habit, and this one I think is genuinely the most important of all of them, is movement. Beverly's secret here is golf. She's an avid golfer, and she'll tell you that walking the course gives her 3 to 5 miles of low-impact cardio, fresh air, sunshine, and time with friends. That combination is anti-aging gold. Now, I'm not telling all of you to go take up golf tomorrow because honestly, golf isn't for everyone and the equipment alone can break the bank. But the principle here is what matters. Find a form of movement you actually enjoy, not something you dread, not something that feels like punishment, something that brings you joy. For some of you, that might be walking with a friend in the morning. For others, it might be swimming, dancing in your living room, gardening, yoga, or pickleball, which has absolutely exploded in popularity for women over 60 in this country. The American College of Sports Medicine recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate movement per week for older adults, and study after study shows that women who move regularly have better skin, sharper minds, stronger bones, and live longer than women who don't. Movement does something to your face that no cream can replicate. It boosts circulation, which gives you that natural flush. It improves your sleep, which is when your skin does most of its repair work. It reduces stress. It improves your mood, and it helps you maintain muscle mass, which keeps your face from looking hollow and gaunt as you age. So please, find your golf. Whatever that is for you, find it and do it consistently. Even 20 minutes a day makes a difference. The fifth habit covers two things because they're connected, and that's nutrition and mental wellness. On the food side, Beverly is a big fan of yogurt, and I am too. Plain Greek yogurt, the unsweetened kind, is loaded with B vitamins, calcium, zinc, and probiotics. Probiotics are essential for gut health, and your gut health affects your skin in ways we're only just beginning to understand. There's something called the gut-skin axis, and the research is showing that women with healthier gut microbiomes tend to have clearer, more radiant skin and fewer inflammatory conditions like rosacea and eczema. Plus, the lactic acid in yogurt can be applied topically as a gentle exfoliant. A thin layer left on the skin for 10 minutes, then rinsed off, can help slough away dead skin cells and brighten your complexion. It's an old-fashioned remedy, but it works. Beyond yogurt, focus on what I call a Mediterranean-style way of eating. Lots of vegetables, fruits, fish, olive oil, nuts, beans, and whole grains. Limit ultra-processed foods. Limit added sugar, because sugar is one of the worst things for your skin. It causes a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to collagen and elastin, making them stiff and damaged. That's a major driver of wrinkles. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. But the more often you choose whole foods over packaged ones, the more your skin will thank you. Beverly has been very open about her struggles in her late 20s with anorexia and bulimia, which sadly have been common in the modeling world for decades. I bring this up because I think her honesty about it matters. She did the hard work. She went to therapy. She rebuilt her relationship with food and with her body. And that kind of inner work shows up on the outside. You cannot heal your skin if your spirit is in pieces. So if any of you are struggling with your relationship with food, with your body, with how you see yourself in the mirror, please know there is help and there's no shame in asking for it. Which brings me to the mental and emotional side of this. Beverly meditates. She journals. She takes time to reflect on her life and set intentions. And honestly, in my 30 plus years of practice, the women I've seen who age the most beautifully are not the ones with the most expensive creams or the most surgeries. They're the women who have a sense of purpose, who handle stress well, who maintain strong relationships, and who have something to look forward to. Loneliness is one of the biggest health risks for older Americans. The Surgeon General has even called it an epidemic. And it shows up on your face. So make plans, call your friends, join a book club, volunteer, take a class at the community college, go to your church or your synagogue or whatever spiritual community feels right to you. Get a dog if you don't have one. Do whatever you need to do to stay connected, because connection is medicine. Now, I want to take a moment before we wrap up to address something that I know is sitting on a lot of your minds, because I read the comments on videos like this, and I see what you're saying, and you deserve to be heard. A lot of you are tired. Tired of seeing celebrities with millions of dollars in resources held up as examples of what aging should look like. Tired of clickbait titles that promise you can look 35 at 70. Tired of being made to feel like there's something wrong with your face just because it shows that you've lived a full life. I hear you. And I want to say this, woman to woman. Aging is not a problem to be solved. Wrinkles are not a moral failing. The lines around your eyes are evidence of every time you laughed. The softness at your jawline is evidence of every meal you shared with people you love. Your gray hair, if you have it, is a crown. The goal of taking care of yourself, in my opinion, is not to look young. It's to feel good in the body you're in. It's to have energy to do the things you love. It's to be healthy enough to play with your grandkids, travel, work in the garden, and enjoy a long, vibrant life. If a face cream makes you happy, use it. If you want to color your hair, color it. If you want to embrace your gray, embrace it. If you choose cosmetic procedures and you can afford them and they make you feel like yourself, that's your business and nobody else's. And if you choose to age completely naturally, like the wonderful Martha Stewart and so many other women I admire that is equally beautiful and equally valid. There is no wrong way to age. The only wrong way is to spend your precious time hating the body that has carried you through this whole life. So here's what I want you to take away from Beverly's story and from everything I've shared today. Use the avocado oil if you want to. It's cheap and it works. Build a gentle, consistent skincare routine that you can stick to. Don't break the bank. Move your body in a way that brings you joy. Eat real food, mostly plants. Take care of your gut. Manage your stress. Get enough sleep. Stay connected to the people you love. Find your purpose. Speak kindly to yourself. These are the real secrets. There are no shortcuts. There is no magic potion. There's just the daily quiet work of taking care of yourself with love and consistency year after year. And when you do that, you radiate something that no amount of money or surgery can buy. You radiate vitality. You radiate confidence. You radiate the kind of beauty that comes from being fully alive in your own skin. Beverly Johnson is a beautiful woman. She always has been. But what I admire most about her isn't her face. It's that at 70 years old, she's still curious, still passionate, still pushing for change in her industry, still showing up. That's what keeps a person young. Not the cream, not the procedures, the aliveness. I want that for every single one of you. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning, look in the mirror, and see a woman who has lived, loved, struggled, survived, and is still here, still showing up. Because that woman, my friends, is more beautiful than any 21-year-old on the cover of a magazine. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If anything I said resonated with you, I want you to do me a favor. Pick one habit from today, just one, and start it tomorrow. Don't try to do all 5 at once. Pick the one that feels most doable and commit to it for 30 days. Then come back and tell me how it went. I read every comment and I love hearing from you. Take care of yourselves. You're worth it. And I'll see you in the next one.